Apple. Now, I'm not a fan of what went in today's rally. See, today, Tony Sacconaghi from Bernstein, famous analyst on TV a lot, upgraded Apple to a buy with a piece called Buy the Fear, Upgrading to Outperform. Apple is derated significantly, says, amid a weak iPhone cycle and fears that Apple's China business is structurally impaired. Sacconaghi believes that the expectations have finally gotten so low that it can work. Stocks underperformed the S&P by 19% year to date. On top of that, he points out, quote, Apple is entering a seasonably strong trading period. The stock has outperformed in the 3 months leading into the iPhone launch in 15 of the last 17 years by an average of 1,280 basis points, end quote. That is huge. And he doesn't believe the China problem is existential. He thinks it's normal cyclicality. Now, Sacconaghi believes that because the stock's less expensive than it's been, it's now worth buying. You know what he's doing? He's urging investors to be like Buffett, whose well-attended annual meeting is coming up Saturday. As Tony says, quote, despite his reputation as a long-term buy-and-hold investor, Warren Buffett has been remarkably disciplined about adding to his Apple position when it is relatively cheap and trimming it when it's relatively expensive, end quote. Even as this quarter likely won't be good and the guidance will be weak, Tony believes Apple can sustain 4 to 5% revenue growth, and that could translate to 8 to 10% earnings growth. Everyone who watches this show knows one thing. I believe in owning, not trading Apple. It's been my view for at least 20 years now. But Tony's an Apple skeptic. Get this. In February of 2018, he downgraded the stock because he thought Apple's growth would slow dramatically thanks to weak iPhone sales. He also cut his price target from $195 to $170. Now, I know, you might think that's not that bad, given that Apple's now at $173, but au contraire, there's just one problem. Since Tony's 2018 downgrade, the stock's had a 4-for-1 split. If you adjust the split, Tony downgraded Apple at $40.03. In retrospect, that was not a Buffett-like call.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.